Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the LTU Sports Report. I'm Peyton Miller here with Caprice Johnson, and we're going to bring you a rundown of all the latest highlights and results you may have missed at Lawrence Tech Athletics.
And stay tuned because later in the show, we'll take a look at this week's upcoming matchups as the Blue Devils prepare for an exciting stretch of competition. The Blue Devils came in hot this week, starting on Tuesday night at the Dot Wheeler Fieldhouse with the men's volleyball team winning against the Indiana Tech Warriors, leading 3 of 4 sets. They scored 25-19, 25-27, 25-19, and then 26-24. This game was led by Gustavo Machado with 16 kills, 2 aces, 7 digs, along with Mario Seed with 15 kills, 2 aces, and 9 digs. Energizing the home crowd and demonstrating the team's determination to finish strong under pressure and ending the game with a hitting percentage of .336 to .226. Their balanced attack, the clutch plays, and the final moments secured the important WAC win for the Blue Devils. The women's basketball team faced a challenging matchup on the road against the Rochester Christian Warriors this week. The Blue Devils battled hard and fought through first 2 quarters, keeping the score gap within reach. However, the Warriors pulled away in the second half, securing a 79-54 victory. Leading the Blue Devils offensively was Kate Jacobs with 11 points, followed by Ella Hopper with 10, Lachelle Moreland-Jones with 9, and Pate Miller adding 8.
The men's team followed up, also falling short to Rochester Christian, 95-72. LTU kept pace early, but Rochester Christian's hot shooting created separation before halftime, as the Warriors took a 51-37 lead into the break. The Blue Devils continued to compete in the second half, with Luka Uziliak leading the way offensively, but couldn't overcome the Warriors' efficiency from the field. Lake McIntosh led the Blue Devils in scoring with 17 points, and Uziliak following behind, adding 14.
Friday night, men's volleyball was back in action, competing against Lourdes University, where they suffered a 3-1 setback. Lawrence Tech opened strong, taking the first set 25-23. But Lourdes responded with 3 straight sets to rally for the win. Akram School and Mario Seed led the way, both ending the game with 10 kills, while Gustavo Machado followed close behind with 9.
The D1 men's hockey team opened up their postseason with a strong win in the WAC quarterfinal game, beating Rochester Christian 7-1. Dominic Hollister led the way, scoring 3 goals. Hogan McNeish added 2, Zayn Ironen and Joshua Hickson added the other 2 goals. Women's hockey fell short in the opening round of the CCHWA playoffs, falling to Central Michigan with a final score of 3-2. Jordan Beebis scored one of those goals, with Sophia Buckberger contributing the other.
The Lawrence Tech men's and women's track and field team traveled to Allendale, Michigan to compete at the GVSU Big Meet at Grand Valley State University. They delivered a historic performance. Both teams combined scored the most points in program history, highlighted by 24 personal records, 5 school records, and 3 national qualifiers. On the men's side, Cameron Krebs set a new school record in the 400-meter race with an impressive time of 48.72 seconds. The 4x800 relay team, Griffin Apperschmacher, Luke DeRose, Alex Shaw, and Arlen Lyle punched their ticket to nationals with a new school record time of 7 minutes and 39 seconds. In the field events, Bryce Butler broke the school record in weight throw with a mark of 16.56 meters. Griffin Apperschmacher added another milestone to his weekend, setting a school record in a 1,000-meter race with a time of 2 minutes and 29 seconds. On the women's side, Latrice Williams and Martina Montserrat-Viller stood out in both the 60-meter dash and the 60-meter hurdles. The duo delivered strong performances in both prelims and the finals, each setting personal records. Montserrat-Viller ran 7.64 seconds in the 60-meter dash and 8.82 in the hurdles, while Williams clocked in at 7.65 seconds in the 60 dash and 8.66 seconds in the hurdles. Both athletes have secured their spots at nationals. With record-breaking performances and national qualifications secured, the Blue Devils continue to raise the standard as they head into competition season.
Wrapping up a 3-game stretch for the Blue Devils, men's volleyball hosted Mount Vernon Nazarene in a non-conference matchup where they defeated the Cougars 3-1. The Blue Devils captured their first 2 sets 25-20 and 25-21, and even though Mount Vernon fought back in the third set, winning it 25-19, the Blue Devils quickly responded in the fourth, rallying for a 25-18 set win to close out the match. Mario Seed paced the offense with 17 kills, Noah Lippman added 10, and the team showcased strong serving, finishing the match with 10 aces.
The Blue Devils women's basketball team played for a second time this week, facing Cleary University, this time on the road at Ganning Gymnasium in Lansing, Michigan. The Blue Devils kept it competitive through 3 quarters, trailing behind just 2 points at the end of the third, down 57-55. However, the Cougars pulled away in the final period, outscoring LTU down the stretch with a 77-63 win. Despite the loss, several Blue Devils delivered strong performances. Lachelle Moreland-Jones led the team with 17 points, Kate Jacobs contributed on the board with 3 rebounds, and Bailey Stevens facilitated offense with 4 assists. With this game marking the end of the season, the Blue Devils close out the year showing perseverance, laying a strong foundation to build for next season.
Your LTU men's basketball team ended their regular season with a strong all-around effort win to take down the Cleary Cougars 83-62. The Blue Devils built an early lead with a strong first half and never looked back, outscoring the Cougars in both halves to secure the victory. Vuk Zarubitsa led the team with 14 points. Lake McIntosh followed closely behind with 13, and Luka Uziliak recorded a double-double with 13 points and 10 boards. To continue their postseason run, the D1 men's hockey team battled hard against the Cleary Cougars, which resulted in an exciting 4-3 overtime win. 4 Blue Devils contributed to the score. Maximus Nguyen, Dominic Hollister, and Zane Ironen all scored during regular play, while Joshua Hickson, with the assist of Avery Pittman, scored the goal in overtime to seal the victory for the Blue Devils, sending them to the WAC championship. Baseball opened up their season on the road, traveling to West Virginia to take on West Virginia Institute of Technology, where they came away with the series 2-1, and the program earning its 200th win.
The Lawrence Tech women's and men's bowling team competed at the WAC Conference Championship this weekend in Jackson, Michigan. Highlighting the weekend, the Blue Devils Women Reserve Squad delivered an outstanding performance, advancing through the bracket to capture the conference championship title and bringing the trophy home. Their consistency and composure under pressure proved to be the difference as the team executed strong performances in key matches to secure the big win. The championship win marks a major accomplishment for the program and showcased the depth and talent of Lawrence Tech's bowling roster. LTU's Valorant esports team lost Wednesday 10-13 against Converse and won against SHU 13-1 Friday night. LTU's hockey team took on Indiana Tech in the WAC Conference Championship Sunday afternoon. The Blue Devils came out hot and an early goal for the first period by Bradley Scott. 1 goal was contributed by Adrian Gonzalez-Marin, and Maximus Nguyen contributed the following goal to end the period. The Warriors were not going away easily and were able to tie the game up quick with 2 goals in the third period. Gonzalez-Marin had other plans, however, scoring a late goal that would ultimately win the game for the Blue Devils, claiming the WAC Conference champions.
It's a busy week on the road and at home for the Blue Devils. Here's a look at what's ahead in Lawrence Tech athletics.
Starting Thursday night, men's basketball traveled to Ohio for the WAC quarterfinal matchup against Lourdes University. On Friday, the baseball team head to Illinois to open up their weekend series against Trinity Christian College, while the men's volleyball traveled to Indiana to take on the Bethel Pilots.
Saturday continues the action as baseball remains in Illinois to continue their series against Trinity Christian. Men's volleyball will stay in Indiana for a matchup with Goshen College, while men's lacrosse travels south to Georgia to face Reinhardt University. Women's lacrosse will also be on the road, heading to Kentucky to take on Georgetown College.
Back home, the men's and women's tennis team will host Ashland University. It's shaping up to be an exciting week across multiple sports as the Blue Devils look to compete and continue building momentum.
That's all we have for you today. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of LTU Sports Report. I'm Peyton Miller here with Caprice Johnson, and we'll see you next week.